Hello, everybody. It is Dee and Renee, and we are happy to be here. How's it going, Dee?
It's good, Renee. How are you?
I'm good. It's about 95 and sweltering outside. I'm very happy to be in the house. How's it going over there?
Well, it's sunny today, but it's supposed to snow this weekend. No joke. So we are supposed to get snow.
Wow, that is so crazy.
It is.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
I know.
we do want to say, and sorry, I'm like multitasking here. I'm not meaning to ignore all of you. So we do want to say thank you to everybody that has purchased a copy of Dee's new dinner recipes book, and it was kind of a wild weekend. We were busy answering questions, and Dee was, super excited to be launching this new dinner recipes book. And Dee, do you want to talk a minute, just kind of like you saw a lot of the questions that were coming through, just kind of answering people's questions as to what's in the book?
So the book is all based on regular protein and vegetable choices. So if you were in phase 1, every single recipe in this book will fit your nutritional requirements. However, if you are also in phase 4, it will as well. We have given you some tips on how you can adapt these recipes for just a healthy lifestyle living, or if you've completed something like the Ideal program, we call it maintenance. So we refer to it as maintenance, which is the same thing as giving you some tips
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. So what this book does not have is any type of protein packets in it at all. So the baking ebook that was our first release is predominantly all packets, as we are designing and enabling you to have some comfort foods and treats made out of packets via baking. This one is meal prep done with all sources of protein many sources of protein and vegetables from your phase 1 sheet. Now, the recipes are based on, most of them, 8 ounces and 2 cups of vegetables. However, you can adapt that down to whether you need 4 ounces. If you are splitting up your meals throughout the day, maybe you're going to split with other people in your house, or you can double, triple, quadruple the recipes as well. So it is user-friendly for everyone and anyone that is on a low sugar, low carb lifestyle.
Yeah. So it really just applies to anybody. So you don't have to be on any certain kind of program. So, we do have a lot of viewers that, even though that we are Ideal Protein coaches, we have lots of viewers that are just living a low carb lifestyle, or maybe a keto lifestyle, and trying to get some great recipes. So this would be considered, if you do keto, this would be considered clean keto. So yes. Just to clarify that.
Yes.
All righty. So if you haven't picked up the book yet, you can download it at deesrecipes.com. All right, Dee, so let's pop up. Today is all about, and I know it's American football season. Do you guys have football? Do you guys do that?
We sure do.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right. I don't know.
That's okay. We are the CFL. We are the Canadian, obviously, football league, and we're right in line with the NFL. And many Canadians don't cheer for Canadian teams. They have their favorite American teams. I live in Alberta, so we have the Edmonton Eskimos and the Calgary Stampeders right within our province. The big football teams. And so what that really means is the south of the province is pitted against the north of the province. It is It's always game on. And then where I live, I am in the very south corner of Alberta, and I border a province called Saskatchewan, and Saskatchewan has the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. And if you want to see a massive sea of green, these Saskatchewan fans they are hardcore, die hard. They're in a polite way insane sport fans. I've never seen such. They kick the butt on all the Stampeders and Eskimos fans. They really do. Sasky fans they are loyal.
Okay, so it must be like, Manchester and Chelsea, soccer teams.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to be talking about game day appetizers. If you don't get our weekly newsletter, you can type the word newsletter, and you will get an invitation to join our weekly newsletter, and that's where you get all of the written recipes. And they come out every Monday morning, 8 a.m. PST. And so, Dee, tell us what we have going on here.
Oh, we have got some apple bread and roast beef appies. Now, I'm gonna repeat myself a little bit, but last Tuesday, I was very honored to be a special guest at Avril's grand reopening, and she had little Reuben toothpick sandwiches. So they were for her maintenance for her phase 4 clients, but there was some awesome rye bread and pastrami and a little bit of cheese and mustard and pickles and, as appetizers. And it was so simple, yet so elegant, and yet oh so tasty. And so for all you phase 1ers out there, we can have it too. We can totally have it. So we can make almost whatever your heart desires. So I did some savory roast beef and apple bread appies, and they were delicious, absolutely delicious. And one serving of apple bread is so huge. Your pickles are your select veggie, the lettuce is your freebie there. The roast beef that you see in all of those appies was barely 3 ounces. So you can make so much food and spread it out so far. Simple, delicious, can make ahead. It will last on a platter overnight in your fridge, and then they will go out the next day. And you can custom make as many as you want, right? Depending on who's coming over for game day or what you prefer yourself. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a huge football watcher myself. But who doesn't love some good appetizers? This is like let's talk about that apple sage bread.
Yeah.
I know that everybody loves to find out about how you can make bread when you're on a keto style program. So let's talk for a minute about that.
Sure. So in our baking ebook, I provided you with an apple sage bread recipe, and I designed that one after turkey carving season was upon us, and it made awesome leftover turkey sandwiches. And what the really cool thing about the apple oatmeal is that tiny bit of sweet and hint of apple flavoring in there really lends an awesome hand to make breads for other delicious recipes. So using the plain pancake and the apple oatmeal, I added savory spices to it this week, the same kind of spices that I spiced my roast beef with, to make a savory accompaniment to those pickles and roast beef. And it turned out absolutely fabulous. And that tiny little bit, hint of sweet in the undertone, it's perfect. It's not overpowering at all. It just lends some really, really nice flavor. So when you get the recipes this week, I'm going to give you the base apple sage bread recipe, but I'm going to give you the alterations that I also did to it this week to make it suitable for the roast beef.
Yeah, and one thing to think about too is, the apple sage bread has been around for a long time, and if you are not a member of Dee's recipes group, be sure to you can click on that. So here on this page where you're watching on Low Carb Cooking with Dee and Renee, you can go up to the top and it'll say, I think it says join group or visit group. So you can click on there and it'll send you right over to Dee's recipes. So if you guys are on here live, give us a hashtag live. We're going to be giving away a download from today's show. So we're going to give you a download to the brand new book. What you need to do to get in that contest. And I remember last week I forgot to pick a winner. So we're going to pick a winner from last week's show and this week's show. So you got to give us a hashtag live and then tell us your nugget of wisdom that you found on this show. So let's say hello to Joelle. If you're live, tell us where you're from. Tell us your favorite football team. If you're in the replay, you can tell us all those things too. We like to see them.
Joelle is cheering for the Seahawks.
That's right. I'm out here in 49er land and Oakland Raiders land, a little bit longer Oakland Raiders land. We're going to move to Vegas land, which, I'm from also. So, okay. So moving on, these look absolutely delicious. Like, who doesn't love a stuffed mushroom?
I haven't met many that don't like stuffed mushrooms, and stuffed mushrooms, they're really such an amazingly easy appy to make. So they are an awesome thing to have on a menu. And once again, your imagination is really unlimited when it comes to what you can stuff a mushroom with. So whether you want to make vegetarian mushroom caps, stuff them with seafood, if you're in maintenance, you can do awesome bacon cheese ones, all sorts of really yummy food. But in sticking, I'm really catering to clients that are in the losing phase this week when it comes to our appies. And I have taken our couscous and paired it with crab. And so our Parmesan couscous has that really great Parmesan flavor. So it has the cheese, it's creamy. The couscous provides some nice texture. The crab pairs delicious with it. And then with the mushroom and some green onion and some savory spices, we stuff those mushroom caps and a quick bake in the oven, a quick broil to finish. And, you can have a meal with them if you wanted to. But that, 3 ounces of crab and a pack of the couscous and a little bit of your vegetables, and you'll be so full just eating that appetizer if you chose to. So really filling, really, just lots of flavors bursting through in that stuffed mushroom. And once again, really, really simple. And, that Parmesan cheese does lend a great appeal, especially when you finish off on a broil just for a couple minutes, crisping it up really nice. So very easy, very tasteful.
Awesome. Well, we have a few people logging on here, and Deb is coming in live from Kansas.
Hello, Deb.
And let's see, we've got Jenny Lee from Wisconsin, land of the Packers.
Hi, Jenny.
I have some Green Bay fan friends for sure. And Joelle says her hashtag live, her nugget of wisdom came from within. I found inner strength to follow protocol by taking full advantage of this wisdom, and I embraced it finally at 63 years of age. Thank you, Dee and Renee. Wow, that's such a, honestly, as coaches, it's really a huge honor to be a part of people's journey, to get to celebrate and watch the ups and downs and be along their for some hand holding and from, jumping up and down too. So thanks for letting us join your journey for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. So again, if you're on here live, give us your hashtag live and tell us your nugget of wisdom. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your favorite football team. What's your favorite appetizer that you can't seem to recreate and you're missing? So I'm sure we'll do another game day show probably here by the Super Bowl, or who knows when we'll do it. But tell us what are your favorite comforty foods, favorite things that you're missing in your day-to-day life, and Dee will attempt to make them amazing for you. And not only will she attempt, she will make them amazing for you. So, all righty. What is this, Dee? These look delicious. Yum, yum.
Those are
very festive, white, green, and red. They look very Italian to me.
Well, they taste pretty Italian too, but they're a lot of fun. Those are marinara meatball nests, and I love homemade marinara sauce, and it's so simple to do, and anybody can make it, and so you don't need. You don't need fancy recipes, but you can have a really simple one. Fresh tomatoes work, canned tomatoes work. One is, in my opinion, it's really, you'll read recipe blogs that say you must only use this type of tomato picked at this time of the year and so on and forth. And, when we are cooking from scratch in our kitchens, and if you have a good old, no sugar added can of diced tomatoes, you can make some pretty wonderful things out of them. So I'm not going to be a food snob on the fresh or canned ingredient list, because this marinara sauce was made from canned tomatoes and it was amazing. So your meatball, it is, once again, I am going to give you some options. So you can do lean ground beef. You can mix that lean ground beef off with a little lean ground pork if you like, or you can just leave it extra lean ground beef. You can make lean ground turkey or chicken if you prefer to. These ones, I did a little bit more of a traditional meatball for game day, because you're probably going to have some big old die-hard muscles to feed in your room somewhere, and maybe not, but just in case. So these ones are an extra lean, a little bit of lean ground pork, seasoned, just nice little bite-sized guys, and they are actually on a nest of konjac noodles. So every once in a while, we get some questions and some conversation about those noodles, and I feel they're a great substitute for any pasta lover out there. And so this is so simple. You're going to use some egg white and a little bit of seasoning and some prepared noodles, and you're going to make little nests and bake them in the oven, and then you're going to pop your meatball and your marinara sauce over top, and voila. You're done. And you can have it as an appy, or you could eat it as a meal. So it's so simple, easy, and so tasty. And I love the little basil leaves on there because I love the Italian taste. It just makes me feel like I am in a Mediterranean restaurant if I just get that little bit of extra fresh flavor in there.
And if you grow your own basil, it smells so darn good.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really, really does. And don't you love the way Dee always says, and it's so easy. You can make your own marinara sauce. Like anybody can do it. So I periodically do try to cook these things, but I do have to be transparent. I'm not like a super cook. So periodically I really do try different things here. All right, let's see what's going on here. Deb says she's go Kansas City Chiefs, and she's in Mahomie. Joelle says, I can't wait for that sauce recipe. I can grow San Marzanos, so I'm ready to go. Wow. All right. Deb wants to know how many of these you can have.
That whole plate.
That whole plate was like 8 ounces of protein.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn awesome. You can
Yeah.
have half of that, and then you can have some protein on your lunch too.
Yeah.
So yeah, or you can try one of the other appetizers and
Yeah.
do like a half and half.
So I'll give you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll give you a little hint. So when I'm always building recipes, I always start with the 8 ounces raw weight measure. So my extra lean ground beef and my lean pork, they're measured raw for the 8 ounces for your half a pound. That's what you are allowed per day in phase 1. And so and maybe you're somebody who only eats 6 ounces per day, right? So you adjust it, but I always measure it raw first and then build my spices and liquid or whatever else onto that. Because you know that if you can get your ratios right for 8, then you can easily double, triple, quadruple it. So that's how I do it. And so yes, this picture is just one 8 ounce serving.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yum,
Yeah.
yum. All right. So if you are on here live, give us your nugget of wisdom, and then we are going to give away a dinner download book. And if you have downloaded the book, tell us what you like about it. And especially if you don't mind, go to the review section and give us your review. We would love that. I know, that's the way that sharing is caring. So, all right. Give us your nugget of wisdom. And last but not least, I always save my favorite picture for last. And by the way, when Dee told me what this was, I was like, what? So this is fried chicken and waffles with cauli buffalo sauce. And I don't know where she came up with that, but I was like, just on the name alone, it's like a showstopper, right?
Okay, so I'm pretty hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't like fried chicken or waffles. And in a combination, there's like food truck frenzy almost everywhere. And we have like waffle trucks, and then there's like, you can get anything out of a food truck now. And so I know that somewhere this summer I heard about fried chicken and waffles. So I don't know if it was like a fried chicken and waffle Sammy. I can't remember because I didn't actually eat anything out of a food truck this summer, but I'm always listening and watching and things that catch my attention. And so if you have an air fryer at home, you can air fry the chicken. You can prepare it in your frying nonstick skillet at home, or you could even bake it in the oven. But these tasty morsels, I coated them with a crushed up bag of the nacho cheese Dorados, sorry. And so you could use whatever your favorite is. So whether it is the sweet chili or barbecue, or you could use the Southwest cheese puffs if you wanted to, or you can actually just use seasoning in an egg white bath if you didn't want to coat them with anything, and still air fry them for a crispy nugget of chicken. And then I prepared a savory waffle, and don't worry, for all you sweet fans out there, I'm going to give you a savory waffle recipe and a one that has a hint of sweet in it, so that you can pick which waffle you prefer to have with your crispy chicken on top. And then cauli buffalo sauce. It is a garlicky, creamy cauliflower sauce with Frank's Red Hot sauce in it. And it makes an amazing sauce, dip, dressing, whatever your heart desires. And it was the perfect accompaniment to the chicken and waffles. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm. I have a really good appetite, and I couldn't finish. So I had 4 ounces of chicken and a waffle, which is one unrestricted pack. And I was so full, I couldn't even finish it. So there is another bonus. It's satisfying.
That's awesome. And Deb asked, can these appetizers be prepared in advance?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if you want hot chicken and crispy chicken, then I would do it fresh or like soon before serving. But if you don't need your chicken to be super crispy, because when you're using the protein chips as a coating, if you put them in the fridge overnight, they're going to soften up. Now you can reheat them to help crisp them up a little bit, but they will soften up a little bit if you leave them overnight.
Okay, so we have some thoughts here. Hashtag live. Mary says, plan meals ahead of time to stay focused and on plan, and that's absolutely the truth of the matter. Joelle says, very cool to add the buffalo sauce to the cauliflower sauce, and CD, that's why we need you. I agree. I've made the sauce before, but never thought to add the buffalo sauce. There you go. Caliente. All right. I love that. So D, I was thinking, okay, so Deb asked, I meant, can they be frozen?
So again, when you freeze something like the coated chicken, when you're going to thaw it, it's going to have moisture in it. And there is a really good chance that the coating will crumble off your chicken. So I just want to be really, so best to make the same day that you're going to be consuming them when you're coating the chicken.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, when you freeze and rethaw, it gets soggy, a little bit mushy. It's very hard to crisp that back up, like to imitate it how it was done when it was fresh.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm not I mean, some things I do freeze, but probably not whole meals. Okay, so one of the things I thought we would do is, we've only had 2 hashtag lives tonight, or 2 nuggets of wisdom. So here's what we are going to do. We're going to give both of you a downloaded copy, and you can choose between the baking book and the dinner book. So that's going to go out to one to Joelle. And if you've already got the book, then give it to a friend. And Mary, you also get one too. So that's what we're doing tonight. And then from last week, Dee, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 8. And again, we will let you pick whatever book you would like, baking or dinners. So give me a 1 through 8. What's your favorite number?
Well, I picked my favorite last time, so I'm not going to pick it this time. So I'll go with 5. Okay,
so let me click through here. I'm looking at last week's show right here, and there's 3. And then we have, let's see, and that was 4. And Joelle, oh my goodness, did she win this time too? Okay, we can't give you another one. Okay. So we're going to give it to number 4. We're going to give it to Annette West. All right. Okay. So let's, here we go. I'm going to put the winners up here. Okay, Dee, one of the things I thought we should talk about is game day. So let's talk about feeling like you're the one man out, you're on the disabled list. And Dee, give us your advice.
Well, you know what? I like, if you are, you can't eat what everybody else is eating, but you kind of have the power or control on what can come into your house, then instead of ordering in all that greasy fried fast food junk, then make your own kick butt menu. I mean, if you're going to feed them some yummy food, then you might as well get some touchdown compliments too, right? So don't be scared to have those veggie platters and dips. And hey, there's no reason why you can't make this this kick butt veggie platter that everybody can have. And you know what? Make them a awesome, full fat dip to go with it, and make your own special one on the side. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Let's meet in the middle. Everybody can not be a winner in that. Actually, everybody can be a winner in that, right? So even though there's only going to be one winner on game day, so don't be scared to do those kind of things. And then don't plan to fail. That has to be the biggest theme ever, is, well, I didn't plan properly, or, well, I didn't have anything for myself, or, well, it was just easier to order pizza, or it was just easier to order them Chinese food, or it was just easier to do skip the dishes. I want to skip the dishes right out of town some weeks here on the quality and cost of skip the dishes, but anyway, we'll save that for another show. And have your, if you're going to have guests and they're having their bevies, make sure you got your mocktail line up, set up, and really truly make ones that you will enjoy. If you need some help with that, shout out to us. We can give you some great ideas on how to make really tasty mocktails. And if your weather permits, you know what? If you're not watching the halftime show or before or after, get outside for a few minutes with family and friends and have some activities or games, or, don't just make it about being a lump on the couch and eating while watching the game. It's awesome to watch the game and it's awesome to feel your body, but keep that in the back of your mind. It is that failing to plan part. It's the biggest key wherever you're going. So same thing, if you're going to a friend's house and you're worried that they're not going to have something for you, take it. Stash some snacks in your purse also. There is not a person out there on any healthy eating program that shouldn't have a little emergency pack of something in their purse and in their vehicle. You do it for your kids, right? Going on a road trip, going to a game, or your kids got their sport after school. What do? You make sure their lunch kit has extra healthy snacks in it for after school or before the game or for the car ride home. I meet moms in the parking lot that come pick up their girls after volleyball. They've got smoothies made for them for when they pick them up, right? So we think we do all these really proactive things for our kids, or loved ones, to make sure that they're fueled properly. So put those actions into motion for yourself. I think that's incredibly important, because I watch patterns, I watch people, I watch what they're willing to do for their kids or their loved ones, but then they don't, I can't, or I didn't, or I won't for myself. And so if you're one of those people that falls into that, well, I didn't or I won't category, ask yourself why. You have to ask yourself why not. So it's yeah.
Yeah, those are great words of wisdom, and I'm all about if we put ourselves first, if we take care of ourselves, and I know it's not intuitive as a mother to put yourself first,
Nope.
But when you do put yourself first, guess what? You're a better version of yourself. You're happy, and when we're happy, our kids are happy, our husbands are happy. Sometimes we don't realize how much our own interior negative self-talk comes out and really does affect the people around us, and creates kind of I don't know, what would you call it, Dee?
Well, we don't want to feel sorry for ourselves, right? Eating healthy should not be equating with negative emotions. And if anything, when you every day that you make it through the day successfully, you just got a touchdown, man. You just crossed the goal line. And so now go in for the kick. Seriously, cap your night off perfectly. We really have to start a different language about, well, I'm deprived, or I can't. Well, I used to do this all the time, and, bless her if she's watching this, because might make her a little cringy. I have this sister, okay? And I'm sure many of you out there have this sister. She's tall. She's beautiful. She's built well. She's had a pile of kids and has a rockin' body. And, I always said, she eats what she wants. And yeah, you know what? She eats what she wants. And you know what? She's never, ever abused that. She's never abused any type of food, in her life. She never used food as a coping skill or for any other. She just, she eats a little bit of everything and she's rocked it out. I used to complain bitterly about this rockin' sister of mine because I'm like, why did I get all the why? Like, why? It's not fair. I spent way too much time worrying about that kind of negative, emotions, and it didn't help my journey one bit. And I had to learn that, right? Because it wasn't about what anybody else could do. It was what I have to do. And so it's a learn, it's a grow. Again, most of us have to experience it on our own and get through the other side. So we all are who we are. So, but never apologize for working on yourself. And so if you, and I say this all the time, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but if your family, friends, coworkers, whoever, whatever, isn't going to support your healthy choices, they are not good for your juju, your mojo, whatever is going on, because you know what? They need to support you 100%. Absolutely. Not question you. There is an excellent graphic rolling around Facebook right now. So if any of you are in Facebook land, and it is the one where nobody questions the pharmacist when they hand out drugs. If the doctor gives you a prescription, everybody shakes their head and takes it and says, yeah, this is why I have to take it. Not very many log on and read the 82 negative side effects that could possibly happen to you. But the second you do something in the healthy living program or, eating some clean, healthy food, well, then all of a sudden everybody becomes the expert on picking apart why that's not good for you. So
isn't that so interesting?
Yes.
People, suddenly become experts.
Yes.
All right. So
Okay.
Before we go, let's go through a couple of the last ending comments here. And Joelle is excited. She wants the new dinner book. Mary says, thank you. I am so excited to try the dinner recipes.
Awesome.
And Joelle says that once she bakes all her goodies for the week, she wants to skip cleaning them. Well, I can work with that. All right, everybody. It has been great. Next week, we are doing Thanksgiving. So the Canadian, I wish this was in America. We need to change our Thanksgiving. I need more time in between Thanksgiving and Christmas to recover. Oh my gosh, it's like it's so crazy. So the Canadians, they celebrate theirs, 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, like the 12th, the weekend of the 12th, October 12th, 13th. Yeah. We get to, us U.S. people, get advanced look at what's on the menu for Thanksgiving. And Dee is working on a holiday book. So we plan to have nothing big, but something special that's going to be rolled out for the holidays. It'll be downloadable for all you listeners and viewers. And so tell us what your favorite Thanksgiving recipes are. And we would love to include those remakes in our upcoming book. Okay, Dee. It's been great. The appetizers look amazing. And by the way, we did game show. We did actually 2-part series last year, which was watched by thousands of people. I was awesome. It's like one of our highest watched shows last year. So you can scroll back through all of the videos and find those and find last year's recipes too. So, okay, everybody, love it. Bye-bye. And see you next Wednesday. See you next Wednesday.